Hi guys, this is Samantha Daly with my teaching presentation for CIT230 on image size and compression. So I wanted to talk to you about how important this is to have an image that is lightweight so it can reduce the bandwidth, which creates a faster loading time. One of the things before we get started with my demonstration, I wanted to touch on bandwidth. What is bandwidth? For me personally, I did not really understand what bandwidth was. Like, why do we need to reduce it? Like, what's the big deal? So this is for everybody else who doesn't exactly know what bandwidth is. So bandwidth is the amount of data that can be transmitted in a fixed amount of time. So basically, how fast is your internet? What bandwidth is measured in is megabits, ultimately megabytes. So 1 megabit equals to 0.125 megabytes. So let's say that your internet service provider advertises speeds of 15 megabits. Your download speeds will be 1.875 megabytes per second. So the equation is 15 times 0.125, and that will equal 1.875 megabytes. So currently, the fastest internet speed is 62.5 megabytes. So a really cool website that I found while researching what bandwidth was the speakeasy.net. And this tests how fast my internet speed is. So right now it's going to check how long the download time is from the Washington, D.C. server, because that's where I am. I'm in Maryland, and that is, I guess, the closest one to me, other than the Baltimore one. So let's see, 148 Mbps, which is megabits. And for the upload time, it will say in a second, is 120 Mbps. So my personal internet speed is 18.825 megabytes, which is good. It gets the job done. But I thought that was really helpful because like I said, I just didn't know why bandwidth was important, what it has anything to do with your website and how fast it loads. So for my demonstration for this presentation, I'm going to be using Pixlr, pixlr.com. The reason why I'm going to use Pixlr is because, Photoshop is a great tool, but unfortunately, being a student, I don't really have the funds for Photoshop. So if you're like me, you're going to be using Pixlr or another tool to resize your images and compress them. And I can use another tool after I show you guys how to exactly use Pixlr. So here's their website. It's really nice. What you're going to want to do once you're at the homepage is click on Web Apps. Now, Web Apps is going to take you down to here, and you're going to scroll down and you're going to click Launch Web App. Now, before this, because I'm testing it out before I started recording, is that I did not actually have my Adobe Flash installed. So if you do come up on to that page, just follow the instructions, really simple, and then you'll be good to go. And then you will ultimately come to this page. And you can create a new image, open image from your computer, which I will be doing, open image from a URL, open image from our library. So I'm just going to exit out of this, because I am also going to show you that if you just click on this, you can just open the image real quick doing that. So the image that I am going to practice on is this awesome hippie looking tree, which is 3,500 in width and 2,300 in height. So what I think I want to do is, first we're going to use our cropping tool, and I think I just really like the treetop. Maybe I'm doing a collage and all I really want is that treetop. So I'm going to use this, the crop tool, and as you can see, if you guys are not familiar with the rule of thirds, Pixlr already has this in their cropping tool where they have the 3 lines, which is the rule of thirds. So what we're going to do is I want to keep the butterfly in the first and over here, and just kind of keep the second butterfly right there, and making sure the bottom line is right where the tree stump, or right where the trunk ends. So we're going to just press enter, and there you have it. Okay, so what we want to do is we need to go to image and click image size. So what we want to do is you want to figure out what would you like your picture size to be, and you can easily do this. I personally want this image to be 600 in width, and the height automatically changes as well because this is checked. If you know what your height wants to be, you would just uncheck that. But for now, I want that checked because I don't want to do the math and they can do it for me. So there you go. I have the width and height. Okay. Really, really small. You're just going to want to click the zoom tool and zoom up on that bad boy. So cool. Okay. And then if you want to unzoom, I'm sure you can find that some right here in view. Zoom out. Okay. So what we're going to do next is actually probably the trickiest part. From what we can, so from what we have read, if you've already read it, image sizing and compression is really an art. How you can get a small file size but also maintain the quality. So what we're going to do is we're going to save it, and I am just saving it as large picture. So for the quality, I'm not exactly sure what the quality is going to be, so I'm going to put it as 100 for now. And as you can see, the size is 226 kilobytes, and that's a pretty good size, not too heavy. So I'm going to change this to 1, so I know that this is the first picture that I've saved. So I'm going to save this in my CIT230. Okay. So, and then now I'm going to save it again. Oop, wrong button. It's going to say save. And I am going to make the quality, let's say, let's see what 60 is. 31 kilobytes, which is significantly smaller. So maybe what I will do for my next picture that I'm going to save is put it maybe between the 60 and the 100. So 80 should be good. 49 kilobytes, the size. Oh, let me change this to 3. Save. Okay, perfect. So here I have all 3 images side by side. As you can see, oh, I just realized I spelled large completely wrong. But anyways, large. So the top is the one with the quality of 100, 225.8 kilobytes. The middle one is the quality of 60, 31.5 kilobytes. And the last one, quality of 80 with 48.9 kilobytes. So this was kind of interesting. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like, obviously the one with the quality of 100 looks like the best. But to me, the one with the lesser quality, 60, looks maybe better than the one with the quality of 80. The large image, sorry, I had to fix the large image 3. So basically that one looks maybe like even a little washed out. You can definitely see the difference. The tree doesn't look as green, and it's not as dark as these two, where the trunk is. So really, like I said, the real art of image optimization and compression is finding that balance between quality and file size. So it looks like to me, if I really wanted to pick the best one, it would probably be the large image 2. Even though the quality is 60, it still looks pretty good, and the size is way small and would take way less time to load on your website, ultimately creating a better user-friendly experience for everyone that goes on your website as well. I realize I've taken quite a bit of time to show you guys how to correctly use Pixlr as a image compression tool. So I will list links to different tools you can use, and hopefully you guys will check those out and learn for yourself how to really get familiar with those tools so that you can do this correctly. So just to go over all the benefits, it will give your visitors a great user experience. it loads faster. And lastly, search engines will love your website because it just loads fast, it's easy to find, all that good stuff.